We've only just begun.
Hey everybody, it's Patrick Healy, and this is Be Positive, the world's worst vlog with the best of intentions. My goal is to help you be more productive and more consistent and more inspired and more ambitious. That's another good one. It took me a moment to think of it, but I still want you to be that. In a lot of these videos, I come across perhaps differently than maybe I am. You may watch these videos and think I am relentlessly optimistic and oblivious to the difficulties of life. In my life, I have, been divorced. I've lived in my car. I've watched loved ones die. I've suffered from severe depression and self-harm. All these things are very grim, but I share them for this reason. I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't talk to you about some of the greater difficulties in life, some of the genuine difficulties, and things like ignoring your inner critic and accepting bad work are important, but they're not the greatest struggles in life. A couple years ago, my ex-wife took away my daughter for 3 months, and I had to get a judge to get her back. That's a difficulty. Just a few days ago, I found out that my ex-wife took my daughter and moved her out of the state without telling me. That's an especially personal thing to share. I share it because if I come across as someone who is relentlessly cheerful, it's not an honest representation. And here's why that honesty is important. The optimism and the cheer and the energy that I share with you is not inadvertent or unintentional. It's something I choose to do. I have spent the last few days, you could say listless. I might say spineless, because I feel like the core of me has been removed. And if I could get someone to drag me to work and drag me to the places that I needed to be, I would do that, or I'm inclined to do that. I don't do that because when you start acting on your discouragement and your depression, it takes a hold of you. And I speak from great experience. I can talk to you at length about my history with loss and depression. I can assure you, if you give into it, it will get stronger. And it will feel like, well, I just need a little break. It'll take over. And there are a lot of people who might describe me as pessimistic or cynical. That doesn't mean that the things that I say to you here aren't sincere or genuine. They absolutely are. But as anyone else, I struggle. And I make a conscientious decision that at the end of it, I have to come out on top. I am 35 years old, and I'm not going to be screwed over by my circumstances anymore. And you shouldn't either, regardless of your age. There is too much in life that you have control of, regardless of how out of control you may feel, to let life get the better of you. Art is healing. Art is therapeutic. And the truth is, you do your best stuff when you're miserable. Maybe not everybody. But being miserable is an opportunity to look inside of you and see things that maybe are too quiet normally to see, or to appreciate your experience in a way that others can't. Pain and misery are not without their uses. And when you realize that, that's when you start to take control of your life again. You are the victim as long as you suffer and wait for it to end. And you're the conqueror the second you take that pain and say, and I'm going to turn it into something. And that's your choice. I know that there are a lot of people out there who have tragedy that dwarfs mine, or who have challenges that I'm fortunate enough to not be struggling with right now. And I genuinely believe that it's still within your power, their power, to overcome those things. I still believe that the true challenge is the way in which we meet those obstacles. And I know it sounds easier said than done, and it is. It is. But it's real. It's not a platitude. It's not some dumb thing that people say to someone to get them to shut up about their life. If you are depressed, if you are struggling, I guarantee you can get through it. I know that there are times when that sounds psychotic. No way, no, this will never ever change. And you give up on yourself, and you give up on the things that are important. And within the realm of this vlog, specifically that means art, specifically that means disengaging from something that can alleviate stress and can alleviate the things that keep you wound up at night, that make you afraid to close your eyes when you go to sleep, the things that make you want to run away from seeing other people. Art is your deliverance. If you use it correctly, art is the solution. So, in the interest of not sitting here and going on and on and on about suffering, let me just summarize by saying, when things are hard, it seems really easy to give up on your artistic expressions and your artistic investments, and sometimes it almost feels necessary, or a foregone conclusion that you can't do it. And I invite you to challenge those thoughts. It can be your path to recovery. It can be your tool of salvation. And if you don't think it is, let me know. Please feel free to comment below. This is intended for anyone who's struggling. You're not helpless. You're not helpless at all. If you have anybody in your life who's artistic or might occasionally need to hear that it's okay to suffer, but you can pull yourself out on top, please share this online. And if you haven't already subscribed, right about here, it's gonna be a little button. It's gonna let you do just that. You click the button. It's like the easiest thing that's ever happened. And